Everybody, welcome back to the AT3 podcast. I'm Josh Brooks, your host, and I'm joined by our secondary host, CJ, and our tertiary host slash marketing director, Charlie Onan. I think we're going to start calling this the Dust Cover podcast. Maybe we just keep it the AT3 Tactical podcast.
If you guys like that name, let us know. We're still coming up with names for this.
Yeah, we're still working on that part of this. But just so everyone's aware, Charlie is the marketing director slash our washed up competitive shooter that still likes to go out and bang hammers every now and then. And then we got CJ, aka Nick the new guy. He's brand new to the industry, only been around for about a year. And then,
how are you, Nick?
Nick, yeah, I guess that's my new name. Yeah, Nick.
I'm just calling you Nick the new guy.
That's fine.
So this week I want to talk about a video that we did almost a month ago now. Mm-hmm. We did the Cerakote video where we gave you like a $50 budget to get all the tools you needed to Cerakote an upper receiver.
Yeah.
And then you had to go against Charlie, of course, here, who's got like $1,500 worth of supplies in his garage just for his little Cerakote side hustle. More now that you got a laser, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's just what I could like say I used normally for it. So like that wasn't consumables or just tools I already had. So like, I don't know.
Because you already had like a vacuum or all kinds of other stuff that you had.
Yeah, just kind of household garage stuff. A lot of that is used towards it, but it's like I think we counted like air compressor price in there.
Right, yeah.
But we didn't include the air hose or like any pneumatic tools, stuff like that for it.
We could have
very
way more
rough.
But could easily be if you were to total all that stuff, it could easily be like $1,800?
Oh, probably more than that.
Okay.
Just like, because a lot of it's just like, oh, you need tools for taking guns apart. Well, there's money there. You need air tools. You need
guns to Cerakote.
you do, but usually those come in free, and you just give them back out when you're done. Okay. But there's just a lot of ancillary things.
Generally try to get paid for that too.
Generally, I don't really try to get paid for it. I try to just not lose money.
Yeah, well, that's a big part of it as well.
I just enjoy doing it more than anything.
Eventually, you're going to want to start making money off of it because you're getting pretty good at it, especially from what I've seen in your laser stuff lately.
The laser stuff's fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you mix that with Cerakote, you can have a lot of fun with that.
I think we're going to have a whole video just on like hobby shop setups.
And if you guys want to do that, let them know. You guys, you guys drive our video content more than anyone. So if there's some you want to see, get in the comments, send us messages on social, tell them what you want, and I'll make sure they do it.
Going back to the Cerakote video that we did, I was surprised by how much or how similar I was able to get. For those of you, this is like the professionally done one that we tested on camera, on video, and this is like my $50 version. I was surprised how similar or how close I was able to get it to the real thing. There were still obvious differences in like the amount that was scraped off, especially once we got to the torture testing where we ran it over with Josh's truck, dragged it through the dirt. But really, at the end of the day, my sort of, I guess, estimate at the end was that I could probably get to about 80% using the method I did of the real thing. Would you agree with something like that?
I think from like purely aesthetics of the finished item before you drag it behind a truck, you can get to like 95, 99%. If you were to do this 10 more times, you would get much, much better at it. Your finish would be better.
Sure. In terms of like, what do you mean? Like better how? In what way? What would I get better at?
As far as just the application, more even. One of the things that you kind of struggled with was just even coating.
Because I had that kind of $5 spray bottle that was, you had like your $100 gun that was very even, but I had my squirt thing that I had to work around.
And yeah, just kind of that spray bottle, it's hard to get underneath when the part's hanging like this. And where with a spray gun, it's much easier. But then also, like, I can just see it and just see like an uneven finish. In the car world, you call it orange peel, but it's more just a texture in the paint.
Okay.
Where the one I did is just a little more even of a finish.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I think if these weren't dragged behind a truck, like I could. Well, the funny thing was, I did ask my wife.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I handed them both to her.
After you took them out of the oven.
Which one did I do? Which one did CJ do? And she knew right away. And my wife's not into guns. She's
Yeah.
not into painting. So,
Yeah.
but she knew right away. But I think if you did it a few more times, like if you went that route and you just tested on some panels, or literally you take the same, if you got a sandblaster, you could redo this 10 times.
Yeah. Just keep practicing.
Take it back down to bare metal after you Cerakote it.
Yeah.
Do it again.
You'd be spending money on Cerakote at that point. But
You would be, but you aren't spending money on parts.
sure.
And if the finish doesn't end up well, you wasted money anyway. So you might as well take the time to learn. That's part of learning any hobby. Is you're going to spend some money.
I think the one big piece of the puzzle that we can't really quantify or qualify is just how much of a skill gap there is between
100%.
someone like you who's been painting cars for probably a decade or more.
I went to
and then-
school for it.
Right.
So.
And then after that, you've started getting into this as a hobby.
Yep.
So, I mean, you've just been doing it for a long time. And CJ's prior paint experience to this is he spray painted a gun in my backyard.
He's probably rolled a couple walls.
I've rolled a wall or two at my parents' house.
So the
100%
difference
though.
there. Yeah. I almost want to see what would happen if we redid this, but the professional painter didn't help the novice painter at all.
I would love to do that because I know I'd still win.
Obviously.
Yeah. Or you give the professional painter the $50 tools and see if it comes out like.
I don't know if he wants to hand a novice painter all of his super expensive stuff.
Well, there's that. Yeah.
Really, it's just really what it would come down to. It's just a waste of material at that point because one of the things as you get better, you're more efficient with your materials. You aren't wasting as much. So it's like if you're doing an upper, how much Cerakote do you mix?
No clue.
So I have a log at home of colors, part, how much I mixed, just so next time I do it, the goal is that you run out right as you're done spraying, or you have like 2 drops left.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing that we got to do that we didn't get on camera just because it wasn't really part of the video was you let me do my own blower in black because it was covered in all kinds of dumb like spray paint stuff.
And you did much better on that than this.
Yeah, exactly. And you let me use all
my
your
gun.
tools. Yeah, I used your gun. We used your sandblaster, everything else, and it turned out really nice, even with just kind of the upgraded tools. But then you were again standing behind me, telling me, "Here's how you do it." That kind of thing.
When I painted cars, I started painting cars when I was 17, and I got a couple cover cars in magazines, stuff like that. So I mean, really, what I did was it wasn't collision repair, it was restoration, and we would bring people into the booth because we kind of had a rule of 1 person per car as we built it out. And it's like you'd be on a 6-8 month project with 1 car. Like if I have to restore another 1970s Camaro, I'm gonna flip. Give me a Mustang any day. Love those compared to Camaros.
That's a whole different podcast.
Hot takes today. But we would have people in the booth, and if it was their car, we would give them the go at spraying it, but I would always be in there with them.
Oh, sure.
So if they ran into an issue, we could help them out or get them out of a bind because painting's very forgiving.
Okay.
Just as long as you don't get a run in it. And even if you get a run, with Cerakote, it's not the end of the world because it's super thin. It'll usually kind of bake itself out and flatten it. No one can really tell it's there unless you know it's there. But like with auto paint, like you can get what's called modeling with metallics or some things just don't lay right. And you can usually fix it after the fact if you kind of know what you're doing. But kind of same thing with Cerakote. Like the biggest thing with Cerakote is you just want to stay as thin as you can usually because that's where you're going to run into issues is if you start building thickness of paint. Now your pivot pins have grown. The holes for your pivot and takedown pin have shrunk. Now you have interference issues.
I see. Yeah. What made you get? Because I was telling a buddy, I was like, hey, if we wanted to try, he's thinking about Cerakote and some stuff, and I was like, hey, I did a whole video on like a budget Cerakote thing. If you want to try to do it in a, sort of scuffed way, you could try it. He doesn't want to. He doesn't. He's probably going to get it sent out somewhere. But what I was thinking that this could be a way to get started. My $50 method. This could be a way to get started doing Cerakote. And then at home, and then as you go, you upgrade to the better tools.
I mean, the one thing I would say is it's very much buy once, cry once. If you're just looking to do a gun or two, that's the right way to go.
Okay.
If this is something that you're actually thinking about doing, you want to do it to a bunch of yours, maybe help a couple buddies out along the way, kind of learn like this is a hobby that you want, or potentially turn it into a business. I would never go with that $5 sprayer myself.
Sure.
you don't use a ton of air, so like a smaller air compressor works. And that's just something you're going to want to have because you're going to want to blow dust off the parts before you spray them, stuff like that. That like you can do it that way, but if I mean, be honest with yourself, if you're going to do more than like 3 or 4, I would look at getting, like, you don't have to spend $100 on a mini spray gun. You can go to Harbor Freight, Amazon, get a cheap one. It's going to be so much more enjoyable.
You're a big fan of the Harbor Freight stuff, aren't you?
Well, for non-professional work, it's great. Why would I spend $500 on something that gives me 90% the same finish as a $50 item, especially when you can't tell? It's like from painting cars over the years, like I walk up to a car, first thing I notice, are there dents in it? What does the paint look like? Where the average person, they just see the car is red.
Yeah.
I look at the orange peel in it. Like, you got a new car, I was looking at it the other day, I'm like, either they match the orange peel well, or they just replaced the taillight in the car. Because the match was very, very good.
He's judging your car, Josh.
That's fine.
Yeah, I can never drive up here the same way, thinking Charlie's looking at my car in some way.
Yeah, you got a couple dents.
Yeah.
And like 500,000 miles.
Yeah, it's like 246,000 miles.
That's what Hondas are good for, though.
That's right. That's right. So what made you get started in Cerakote in particular? I know you've always had the interest since you were 16, you say, in painting stuff, painting cars. But like, what made you get, what told you, oh, I should do Cerakote?
Very addictive personality. When I want to try some, I kind of go all in.
Okay.
I don't know. Really, it just was like when I built my first AR years ago, I wanted to paint it. And like, well, if I do it, I got to do it the right way. Especially in the painting world, when you know the right way to do it and what happens if you don't do it the right way, it's just worth doing it the right way. Like scuffing works great if you notice, like nothing's flaking, nothing's chipping off.
Yeah. But these are all pretty tough scrapes.
I think the one major issue we did have with that versus the one that you painted was the Cerakote came off a lot easier. So we put a some kind of solvent, maybe it was brake clean on paper towel, and we just rubbed it. And this, the Cerakote came off a lot more. And I think you had said that was because of the way yours was sandblasted and this one was kind of hit with a Scotch-Brite.
Well, so there's a couple of different reasons that can happen. I think that's actually less about prep, but some of these high pigment colors, the first times after you paint them, you wipe them, you might get some color off. That's actually normal. But what you want to be careful of is dry spray. And with your method, it is much easier to get dry spray because the key is you want wet on, or medium wet on medium wet if you're going to do multiple coats.
Okay.
But then also, as you spray this and you start getting around it, this side's already drying out. Well, if you have mist of paint coming around and it's landing on the surface, it's not melting in, it's just staying there.
Oh, I see.
And so part of it is you want to make sure that you can get across, like you don't want to do like one pass, wait a minute, do the next pass, wait a minute, do the next pass. You want to try to keep that wet edge flowing the whole way around and watch the paint as you do it.
Okay.
So that could have some impact on it. Just the high pigment colors are kind of known for it. Really, if it was an adhesion issue with the prep, you would see more flaking.
Okay.
I mean, one of the things here that I think you can kind of see is it more scraped off the surface.
Yeah.
Where here you have almost none. These are more just chips in the metal now.
Oh, yeah. Those are like dents from rocks and stuff.
This is more of a scrape off the surface. So it's just where it was easier for the paint to let go from the anodizing below than it was here on the bare metal that was blasted or etched or profiled the right way.
Yeah, I see. Well, even when we did the rub test, I think it was with brake clean, you know, when we did it on the green, you could clearly see it come off on that paper towel. This had like nothing. I rubbed it even longer, and it was like, no, there's nothing coming off.
So this color's perplexed, and I've done a gun or two in this color. I absolutely hate this spray in this color.
Really?
It's a weird color. I don't like it. But I've had the same experience with it. Like the first time you oil it, you just get a little color off on the rag, but you do it 2 or 3 times and the color stops. So
these are actually, this is Cosmo and this is Wanda.
Yeah.
From the Fairly Odd Parents. We've been we've been informed via the YouTube short comments.
Yeah.
We did a short where we dragged these behind my truck. It was in the long video, but we took that piece and we turned it into a short. And someone was like, "Why would you do that to Cosmo and Wanda?" I was like,
Never even occurred to me.
Didn't even think about that until the video was already over. We missed some prime jokes there.
Yeah. Or a thumbnail, or a really good thumbnail idea.
The other thing that came down to like tools, having the right tools, was this green is a thick paint.
Okay.
Not all Cerakote is the exact same viscosity. So some colors will be thicker than others. Okay. And this green was super thick. You picked the color.
Yeah,
so,
I did. Well, you had your drawer full of stuff. I just wanted something that was clearly different so that I wouldn't get them mixed up.
Well, if this is your first time, you go to Cerakote's website, you're like, I want this green.
Yeah.
There's nothing, unless you go read the TSBs on it, or the TSDs, there's no...
What's a TSD?
Technical service data.
Okay.
I was saying technical service bulletin from fixing car days. But you would never know that this is going to need to be thinned out for it to work in your $5 spray gun. I know some people in the comments said like, "Oh, you ruined the Cerakote integrity once you thinned it." Well, guess what? It wasn't going to spray unless we did.
Yeah.
So
then there's no Cerakote.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And at that point, you already had your upper scuffed. Let's be realistic. If you're doing this at home, would you go spray a test panel first before you scuffed your upper? Or your entire gun for that matter?
No. Are you going to take the time to mix Cerakote? Like do a whole separate mix and do all that?
Yeah, so you just, I don't know, you do a little acetone, a little MEK, methyl ethylene ketone or something like that. And you can go read online. A lot of people have done it with good results. And at the end of the day, it's custom work.
Yeah.
So you always have to be, it's not factory finishes that have been studied year over year and scientifically made better. Cerakote works very, very well. Like, I mean, really, I would say that this, outside of the scratches, which some people say, oh, it's because we thinned it. No, this here is an adhesion issue.
Sure.
It's just scraping off the surface. It's not sticking to the substrate. But as far as thinning it, like, you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Well, I was kind of surprised because the inspiration for this was from one of our buddies, Delta D80.
Dwayne,
who did this type of method. And so he was a big inspiration for it. I changed one or two things, but I stayed pretty close to what he did. And I was rewatching his video after we had done it, and he didn't have to thin out his Cerakote. And I was wondering
I think he did a red.
I can't remember exactly. It might have been something like that. Yeah, because I think he did a bunch of like small parts and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why didn't he have to do that? Or why did I have to do that? And he didn't, but you're saying it's because of the thickness of the color. What are like the thickest colors that are?
That's getting pretty close to thick,
okay,
or to some of the thickest. I mean, I haven't sprayed them all. I don't do viscosity tests on them.
Sure.
And that's kind of one of the things of having the spray gun. That is not an issue for me. I can spray the thinnest Cerakote, I can spray the thickest, and I just change my gun settings so I have a nice fan and good atomization coming out of the gun.
Right, but when you have a $5 spray gun that you had me pick,
how many settings could you change on that?
0.
So.
Yeah.
You could maybe...
I could unscrew the top probably and put it back on.
Control how tight the lid was screwed on.
Well, when we would clear coat cars, depending on the clear you use, temperature outside, you would add reducer to it to make it flow better. Less orange peel, less post-processing work. Because the goal paint in the car is that there's 0 post-processing work. Once you clear that thing, you reassemble it out the door. But in reality, you're going to get dust in there. You're going to get orange peel spots that you need to sand down. So, but from a Cerakote, there is very little post-processing after it's baked.
Yeah.
You literally throw it in the oven. Once it's out of the oven and cooled down, I think they say you want 24 hours after to let it cure, but most people I know pull it out of the oven, let it cool down, and start putting it back together.
Sure. Tell me about some of these other types of coatings that don't require baking that are similar to Cerakote, or is there's a version of Cerakote that you don't need to bake? Is that correct?
They have a line. It's newer. I forget what it is exactly. Well, no, their non-bake line they've had for a while. They have a newer line that I think it's the F series that is a quick cure. It's like 15 minutes versus 2.5 hours.
No.
In the oven. So you still have to bake it after to set it. But it's more for the production people.
Okay.
So like the guy that the people we use to do all of our Cerakoted parts in the warehouse and back. I'm sure they're starting to use that F series, and they probably love it because 2.5 hours of baking parts or 15. Which would you rather do as a business?
Yeah.
And just from your gas bill,
Oh yeah.
or electric bill for the oven side. So
Well, and they're able to churn out so many more parts.
Yep.
Too.
But they do have a line that's no bake. I mean, if you ever need touch up paint, that's usually the line you want to go with. It might not match perfectly, but it's going to be pretty close.
If you do different series
Yep.
of paint. Got it.
They even have clear coats that you can put on bare parts and not have to bake them.
Wow.
So
Okay.
If you really want no bake, there's this stuff called Rust-Oleum. And I think you can get it at Harbor Freight too.
you mean Duracoat?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that Rust-Oleum, Cerakote, spray paint. That's the good stuff. You want to touch up your spray paint, you throw your receiver back down in the dirt and
So I will argue on that. Krylon's better.
Krylon. I think Krylon is what we use too.
That's what we use. Yeah.
I prefer Krylon.
I've done my fair share of spray paint, and anything that I care about usually, or if it's plastic, I'm going for Krylon Fusion line of spray paint. It's worth a couple extra bucks.
I found when I was doing my shopping, they have more like camo colors.
Krylon?
Yeah, Krylon
Yep.
does.
Yep, they usually have like a end cap or like a little kiosk with all the camouflage.
That's right.
We got like a really weird green out of them though for the video that we
I did.
It was like a really like dark green, and then the other one was like a really bright green in the same shade.
Yeah.
So it was like the same. It was almost the same green, but one was really bright and one was really dark.
Yeah, it was kind of strange because, well, and I actually picked up a little bit of extra because I wanted to try to talk you guys into doing like a monster, monster version where I had like slime green or like really bright neon green and then like gray and black and kind of do that sort of mixture and have like a weird thing. You guys said, no, let's just do camo. Most people are doing camo. And
That's
I
what
was like,
Cerakote's for.
Let's
So
not make this look like one of Charlie's guns.
if you're gonna do an art gun, you use Cerakote.
Okay.
Art guns are super cool. So
You want to explain what those are exactly?
art guns?
In case people don't know.
Everyone should know what an art gun is. If you don't, just go look up like Blown Deadline or anything. If you just get in the Cerakote world, you're gonna find art
I think
guns.
it's
There's people doing,
Shark Coast Customs.
Yeah, there's
Shark,
people-
not Shark, but Shark Coast Customs. I believe that's their name. They do some pretty cool work.
Okay.
It's like literally just skins from Counter-Strike. They're just turning them into real guns. You know, you want your Op Asimov, send it to those guys. They'll do it in like a week.
How much is one of those?
A lot.
Okay. Like if I were going to send a whole AR and say do that.
The cost isn't so much the issue with those companies, it's your wait time. Your lead time with those guys is going to be huge because they're having one of their artists like work on your gun by itself.
And yeah,
a bit more.
a lot of that's just going to come down to, do you want an off-the-shelf design or do you want something very custom? And if I send you a proof of it and you want to change 10 different things, and then I got to send you another proof, now you want to change other things, I send you another, and now you want to go back to the original because that's what you like, guess what? You're going to pay more.
Yeah.
Then if we just said, hey, the original's good, let's go.
It's one of the problems with custom work. I have a buddy that does like custom blueprints, and he'll consult with people, and he ended up like just getting rid of the business because it was he was making $25 to $50 a print, but then he was spending 8 to 10 hours with each customer.
Consultation is big cost.
Yeah, he was making like dollars, not multiple dollars, like $1 per hour. with his customers.
And when I restored cars, there's two different models, and it's kind of same thing for firearms. Is you can send me yours, you tell me what you want, I do it, I charge you for it, I send it back. Hopefully you're happy. The other model is I own the gun, I paint the gun, I put it up on a website. Hey, you want to buy this? You buy it, you get what you bought.
Yeah.
You knew what you were getting because you could see pictures of it, whatever. You knew the cost up front, and I did not have to deal with you while I did this.
Yeah.
But now the risk there is I might sit on this forever.
Years.
I might own this in the end. So that's the risk there, but it is much more lucrative to essentially build up a stock.
Yeah, one's a product and one's a service.
Bingo.
Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very good
But
way
then
to look at it.
At that same point, you end up getting some firearms where it's like one of the really popular ones was that like the Mandalorian Glock. I don't know if you remember that.
Yep.
So they did like a Mandalorian Glock, and then that became like a design where you could go to our website and use this code to get $100 off.
Yeah.
And now that everyone has left the podcast to go try that code out.
It's only good for one person, so if you're seeing this tomorrow, it's probably been used.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back. Sorry that someone was watching the podcast on 2x speed and you didn't get the code because of that.
Oops.
But
Sorry to interrupt you there. I forgot.
Mandalorian gun?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
Mandalorian.
you get with the one good thing about the art guns is you end up landing on something that goes like viral on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. Then you're like, okay, well now I can turn this into a template and I can just offer the template. You send me your Glock, I send you the Mando gun back.
And that's where you can really, like the production stuff, I mean, if I got 100 guns to do that are all the same, that's where you can actually make some money. Doing the custom stuff, it's really good for kind of getting your name out there. You throw it up on Twitter, you let it go viral. But yeah, I know our Cerakote guy, we keep him busy. We keep him real busy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's the other piece of it too, which was like kind of one of the points in the Cerakote video was that you could either learn all this yourself, do it at home, either do the $50 method or go ham with the $2,000 or whatever, make it a hobby or make it a business, or you could just buy it. That's like another alternative, right? That you could do.
Yeah, so I mean, we stock 8 Cerakote colors in the back. Depending on the part you're looking at exactly. We don't coat every part in all those colors, but a vast majority of them. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, like, so kind of coming all the way back to the beginning, like, I got a bit of money into doing this. If I just need to do one gun and I want it done well, it's not going to be cheap. You're looking at usually Cerakoting a handgun. You're looking at about 100 to 150 for the slide. Same for the frame.
Yeah.
Sometimes there'll be a disassembly charge in there, stuff like that. Rifles can be a little more, but I mean,
they're bigger.
A single color on a rifle, you're looking at $200 to $300 usually. For an AR plus disassembly fee, possibly some shop supplies fees, stuff like that. But now if you're looking to go full custom, you're going to spend a lot more.
Right.
600, 800. I mean, the sky's the limit there.
Yeah.
I mean, how far do you want to go? And then you start throwing in some laser work and you do some etching on top of it, and it can add up really quick. But
You end up with something really cool.
and it's you can make it personalized to you.
The one thing that I saw, it was actually you and the owner, Zach, had just come back from that show, and you had a pamphlet from a guy that's doing custom anodization now.
Oh, no, that was SHOT Show this
Was it
year.
SHOT Show?
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing some cool anodizing stuff. And
I have like camouflage patterns. Like,
yeah, I haven't
like
looked
a
too
woodland
deep.
anodization.
I haven't looked too deeply into it, but yeah, that was cool. I forget the name of the company, but
So look that up.
So
yeah.
Charlie, you have a laser engraver now. You have, all the Cerakote stuff. What's stopping you from turning this into your side hustle and becoming the next great gun artist?
Time and kids.
Oh,
Work. Okay. I work here during the day. This makes this works. This is more profitable than me doing this at home right now. So, and I like what I do here.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
This kind of fills my bucket for hands-on stuff, but I'll be honest, I don't want to work out of my house all the time. I like coming into the office.
Sure.
It'd be a little hard with kids coming in and interrupt you all the time.
It's not that big of a deal. It's more so I just like coming to see you guys.
Making sure we're getting our stuff done.
Just sucking up, that's all.
We all take a drink of our water at the same time.
Maybe we should give away a cup sometime.
That would be fun. Would you guys want one of these? Yes or no?
Probably have a jump cut right here or something.
Probably.
Might have to change the title to the dust cover on them.
Yeah, it's already branded. We already have all our branding.
I know.
You could just put a dust cover on the bottom.
Or put a... I'm not going to say it because cameras are rolling. I'll say it after. Even if it doesn't make it, I'm not saying it.
So going from... Speaking of custom Cerakote, CJ actually cheated on his rifle build because he and I have been having a little competition to see who can build like the best all-purpose little war gun. And I thought I was doing pretty good with my $800 build. I thought did really good with a $6,000 build, which is more of a pig gun than it is anything else. But I thought I was doing pretty good. And then CJ shows up with a 300 blackout that is it, lack of better terms, it is nut to butt coated in Cerakote. And it just looks way cooler than the $800 rifle that I built.
Yep.
So
yeah, we did pretty much everything but the barrel and grip and stock.
Yeah, tell us. So, what was the inspiration for that design? Because you got stencils on that thing. You got like it's kind of battle hardened a little bit.
Yeah, it
like,
was just kind
on
of like,
there.
I don't know, it just kind of seemed like that spider web worked on that like size gun.
Yeah.
And then one of the nice things is if you ever learn how to do like a battle worn finish, super simple to do.
Okay.
And it covers so many mistakes.
Okay.
So
yeah. How do you do it?
So essentially, the way I do it, I've heard of a few different ways. The one that works for me most or best is essentially you'll paint it, stick it in the oven, or you let it flash off, air dry for about 15 minutes. You stick it in the oven, about 150 degrees depends on environment and all that, a lot of variables, but 15 minutes or so in the oven, that allows the paint to essentially harden enough that you can put adhesives on it, tape, vinyl, stencils, and then, or you do any of your vinyls that you want, re-oven it. But essentially, after it comes out of the oven for 15 minutes, you spray a black coat on there.
Okay.
Armor black, you can do cobalt, you can do like an FDE if you want like a muddy color to it. Okay. Actually, one of the coolest is you do a little bit of FDE or like a muddy brown.
Which shade of FDE?
Oh boy,
He needs his little cards.
Yeah.
the third shade of FDE. I have Magpul FDE. I've
Is that a color? Like an actual name of the color?
Yep.
There's legitimately like 900 shades of FDE.
And there's a lot of branded ones. Too.
Okay.
And guess what? Magpul FDE does not match their furniture.
Is
their
that right?
plastic stuff.
Oh.
Or their textile stuff.
Oh.
So
what is it?
it's brown.
Okay.
And there's no standard for what FDE is. Like, there's no like true, here is the color code for FDE. If you don't match it, you can't call it FDE because it's not a trademark term.
Well, and the reason for that too is flat dark earth in Arizona looks a lot different than flat dark earth in Minnesota.
Correct.
Our flat dark earth is pretty much brown.
Yeah.
Like dark black mud brown.
Yeah.
Theirs,
Sandy.
yeah.
But you do a real thin coating of whatever color you want as your like wear pattern. And kind of let it air dry for about 10-15 minutes. Don't put it in the oven, air dry.
Okay.
And then what I do is I take a paper towel, little bit of acetone on it, and just start wiping it down. Give it streaks.
Really? Wow.
So one of the things you want to be careful of is like most of the battle-worn stuff that you have is their streaks kind of going front to back, laterally there. If you start wiping it this way, up and down, you're going to get streaks that way, and it just doesn't look natural. Like most time when you drag a gun, it's going like this. It's not going like this.
Yeah. Do you put the upper and the lower together, or any parts that are together, and then just
you want to put them together if you can. It's just then you're going to have a nice blend.
Yeah.
The other thing you have to be careful of is if on your upper you wipe it all away, and on your lower you don't do as much. Now they're two different looks.
Sure.
So if you can stick them together, which after your main color has been in for 15-20 minutes in the oven, you can slide these together. Just be gentle.
Sure. Man, so that's how you do. So it's actually a lot simpler. And then do you put it in the oven after you wipe it down? You put it back in the oven.
Yeah, because then you need to set the black in.
Okay.
But essentially, like you can bake Cerakote for 15-20 minutes, do your next coat, and you'll still get some chemical adhesion that way.
I see. Okay.
So what I want to know, CJ, though, is outside of cheating to make your gun look way cooler to get audience favor and to make Charlie like your gun more because he is personally invested in it, what else was your strategy for this series?
Well, real quick,
Yeah.
the more time I invest in a gun, usually the less I like it.
Oh, he didn't tell me that one. So, I guess The strat that I was going for in terms of, I guess it's like a battle rifle, I was going for it to be more not tactical, but tactile. So really easy to manipulate. So extended mag release, phase 5, the phase 5 bolt catch, all that stuff. Trying to get it to be as easy to manipulate as possible and all that in that way. And then one is lightweight. So we went with the Hux can, it's a bit of a giveaway, but we went with the Hux suppressor, which is it's a bit of a titanium 3D printed material.
The Flow 9K Ti.
Yeah, that's it. And that is really lightweight, especially when we did the weight test. I measured all 3 uppers. So your $800 one, the Daniel Defense one, which had had your Surefire suppressor on it, had all of the night vision stuff.
Yeah, RC3 and that laser aiming module
exactly.
are not light.
Yeah, all that stuff on there, the ACOG, and then I put mine on there, and mine was by far the lightest one. And it also has an M-LOK handguard as well to keep it lightweight. So that was kind of the strat there, is that if I need to carry around a gun all day, if it's a battle rifle, if I need to carry around a gun all day, I want it to be lightweight so I'm not just being dragged down by it the whole time. Some people might disagree with me there. Some people think it needs to be more durable. It's just kind of different philosophies, I guess.
Well, I think accessories change depending on what the actual application is.
100%.
If you have a bunch of night vision stuff and you don't have night vision, now maybe if you're talking about it's a battle rifle, you should have night vision stuff, but
it's more of a go to battle rifle, because I think technically, if you want to get super nerdy, a battle rifle means it's a 7.62 by 5.1.
Well,
that's according to some textbook definition. This is more like a
5.56 cannot be a battle rifle.
Yeah, this is more like we're gonna go fight the alien invaders today. So battle rifle is the word that made sense when we were doing it. So that's what we're calling it. We're sticking to it even if it's wrong.
I think it might just be better as a fighting rifle. Yeah, it's almost what you call it. Yeah, 'cause I know for me, weight is always super important when it comes to those. At competitions, I'm the guy that I take mags out of my pouches if I'm not shooting anytime soon. I usually just keep one so I'm not at a tactical offset to others. But, you add up all those bullets and the magazines and it adds up. And especially after an 8, 10, 12-hour day on the range, that wears on your legs. That if you can take a few pounds off.
Right. Even ounces. Ounces is pounds.
Yep, ounces matter.
Yeah. Josh, what was your philosophy behind your $800?
For the $800 gun, it was much different than it was
Make it fit the budget.
Yeah, it was much different than the $6,000 gun. So with the $800 gun was okay, how are we going to build something that you could grab when aliens are invading your garage and get out of the house with something that you can fight with for a little bit. And that was the real objective with it. So we went with a lot of mil-spec.
Yep.
Mil-spec is generally cheap, which is the reason the military uses it.
Cheap and reliable, honestly.
It works and it's very cheap.
Yeah.
I think
no extra parts to go wrong.
And there's a spec behind it. If you go buy a cassette trigger, really nice trigger. What are the standards that they're holding themselves up to? Are they using a plastic hammer?
Yeah,
it's the consumer standards.
Yeah.
What does the consumer like?
What does the target customer want?
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas the mil-spec is really what isn't going to break when some kids had this.
It might not be the best, but it's reliable.
So we went with a really bog standard trigger. We went with a really literally everything that could be mil-spec is mil-spec, and that was done 1 to save money, and 2 because I knew it was going to be reliable in the event that Charlie decided these things were going to get baseball batted into a tree or something, which we already know how it ends.
Yeah.
And if you're watching this, I think only episode 1 and 2 are out right now because I think it'll be coming out the week after that we're filming it. So episode 1 and 2 should be out, but Charlie comes in on episode 3 and he goes through and he grades everything. And we have the Daniel Defense there. It's not really it is kind of like my go-to-war rifle, but the main reason I built that was to hunt pigs. I think I've said that in the last podcast. It was a pig hunting rifle, but it could serve that purpose. So we threw it in just so people could see how dummy high end you could go with stuff.
Yeah.
And there isn't that much of a difference between the $3,000 one and the $6,000 one outside of the $6,000 one has the Surefire RC3, which is a very high end can.
More accessories. The other thing too that I noticed, and this is probably due to barrel length and gas system length, is it was just a little softer than the 300 sub. Now the 300 sub is very enjoyable to shoot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, subsonic rounds, suppressed, flow through can. No, it's a Warhammer on. I think it's a Warhammer on that, right?
Yep,
So
yep,
it's not a gas.
No, not a
mitigating,
gas busting.
But just doing the flow through on it really helped keep it enjoyable. But yeah, the Daniel was very enjoyable to shoot. But yeah, from just a maneuverability standpoint, having the size of that 300 pistol was much more convenient.
Yeah.
So since episode 2 is already out, I can talk about this. But we did kind of like the reliability parts in episode 3.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So you can't talk about that.
Can't talk about it yet.
Hush.
There's some reliability stuff.
We can talk about that next week.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
There's some reliability stuff that happens in episode 3 that's going to make you go, ooh. So, but since we're already past episode 2, we did get to do the one thing that the budget rifle shined in was it was by far and away the most accurate, but that's because I think one had like a 7-inch barrel and then the other had a 10.3-inch barrel and then it had a 16-inch barrel. So it's automatically kind of going to have an edge there.
Well, in accuracy, I am in the camp that a majority of accuracy issues are based on the shooter.
Yeah.
Whoever's pulling that trigger, and that's where you're going to end up with most of your accuracy issues. Like if you vice down a barrel and literally in the exact same spot every time, very like scientifically you can recreate this test over and over and over. I think a majority of us would be shocked at how accurate barrels are.
Oh yeah.
Especially
and how
at
similar
100.
they are at different lengths.
Yeah, especially at 100. Yeah, you're probably going to see it grow a little bit, but not nearly as much as, because if you can get more stability and weight out front, that's going to help just overall with stability. Just like getting weight in the back can help too. But
well, and you are going to see a bit more velocity gains with the longer barrels. Obviously, like we tested that. I think this is the 9mm episode or the 9mm barrels episode. We went out, did velocity testing of all the things because someone told me, this might be a bit of a tangent, but I heard when I was doing my studying that 11 and a half for 9mm is like the optimal. Like you're going to get the most amount. Once you start getting longer than that, it's going to decrease for some reason. We tested 16-inch barrels. That was the longest one we had. By far, the longer we went, the more velocity we had from each barrel.
Well, and so that's if the only thing that you care about is making that bullet go as fast as you can. I think in our testing, we did find that, I forget which sizes you test, but around that 11, 12-inch mark, that was the most efficient for velocity versus barrel length.
Right, yeah.
And going up to 16, you lost about, or it was like a 10% gain in velocity, but like a 20% gain in barrel length.
Yeah.
And so
there's some diminishing returns.
It's not linear there. Your barrel length's going like this and your velocity is kind of going like this. So...
And you do kind of see that in the AR-15 space, not with velocities, but you'll see guys saying like, oh, if you have a 10.3-inch barrel, a Mark 18 barrel, or anything shorter than really like 13.5, like, oh, you can't shoot it past 300. And that is absolutely not true.
You want to bet I can?
Yeah, you can 100%.
Now can I
Mark
hit
18.
something?
You can. So that 10.3 on the Mark 18, I can take out to 300 yards all day and be very accurate with it. It can, even at 400, it's going to be pretty good. Now, when you get to 500, that's when it's going to become a bit of a crapshoot.
Well, in
500,
when does the bullet go transonic?
that's a good question. It depends on the round too.
Yep, and now that's going to start changing how its flight path and possibly start tumbling, stuff like that. So that's where, like the longer you're going, you just want more consistency, and that's where an extra 10% of velocity might be more important than 20 inches of barrel length.
Yeah.
So
if you're not caring about
now
maneuverability,
you're looking at 9mm. In reality, how far would you say a 9mm is effective?
Depends on the shooter.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how far would you shoot it and expect it to do more than just put a hole in cardboard?
Probably like 50
yards.
50.
But you could shoot it to 100.
Yep.
At 50 is when you're kind of like,
well, even at
you're
100,
in control at 50.
well, yes, in 100 you're holdover on it. Like much better off not having a 9mm at that point. But inside of 50, like that's where majority of your stuff is happening. So what's more important, length of barrel or velocity? I guess to me, it's maneuverability, ease of use, comfort of use. So its barrel length is more important to me.
Yeah.
That raises a really good question too. We're on a total tangent right now, but do you think it's possible to take like a Glock 19 and get it to be sub MOA at 100?
I do.
Do you think it is?
Sub MOA?
Yeah.
So under 1 inch
Like-
at 100 yards.
Yeah. Like literally sub
Yeah.
MOA at 100 yards.
Sub MOA might be hard because you're dealing, if you're going center to center of bullet holes and you take the bullet diameter out of the equation, now you're gaining like 9mm is 0.355. So you're taking that away and now you're looking at a single point. So that makes it much more obtainable. Sub MOA, that might be hard, but 1 MOA, I think you do the right parts in it. You get ammo cooked up for that weapon that are just barely kissing those lands. They're right up there, so there's very little free travel.
Definitely going to need not iron sights, and you're definitely going to want like a 1X prism or something that can shoot 1 MOA, because you can't just use a standard pistol red dot.
Well, and I think if you're going to do that, you want to set everything up in your favor. So like, okay, my eyes are horrible. So you put me out at 100, I need magnification. I can't see anything out that far. Give me a 1-6 LPVO on it, you know? Like, this isn't about practicality if we're doing...
I just want to see if a Glock 19
Can do it.
can get.
Did you mount like an
1
LPVO
MOA.
on top of a Glock 19?
Yeah, they got
Yeah, you do a frame. You do a frame mount pick rail.
Oh.
Then you,
that stuff for it.
yeah,
Or you can throw it in a chassi. You know?
Yep.
Oh, that. Yeah.
Throw it
You
in a
throw it in a
chassis.
chassis, you got 3 points of contact. You can put an LPVO or a really nice prism on it.
Yep.
I don't know if I'd want to use a prism because those are usually BDCs, so it's etched towards a specific barrel length and ammunition.
Well, and just I mean, you set it up to be. Well, the real question is when you say like I want a Glock 19 to be sub MOA at 100, is that in 100% stock configuration? Because I don't think that's possible. They are too loose. They are made to run. Now you get like those Bianchi Cup 1911s that those things are tight as can be.
but that's not a Glock 19.
Correct. But man, are they finicky. I mean, if you guys know people with 1911s, 2011s out there, they have more problems than anyone. Because they're tight guns. They shoot good groups. But at the same point, being tight causes more issues.
What about your CZ? Do you think your CZ could do it?
Oh, that thing can do like sub MOA at 1,000. And it's a CZ.
Oh, okay.
He really likes
I
his
mean,
CZ.
they fart unicorn smoke, man.
They do little rabbit farts, or is that
No, that's the ammo.
That's a derogatory.
No, the ammo's bunny farts.
Bunny farts.
Oh.
Yes, that's the ammo you use to have a good time. Like Steel Challenge,
Okay.
they're using ammo. It's just right out of the barrel. Like USPSA, they have floor power factors, so you got to be shooting some that's going at some. But
I think CJ, I think we need to go to the range when Sam gets back.
Oh, yeah.
And actually film this and see if we can get a Glock 19 to be even 1 MOA. I'd be impressed at 1 MOA.
If it was
I know
1 MOA?
I know with a handgun, I am not a 1 MOA shooter.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say too. Like,
Oh.
can I even shoot sub MOA just holding like this?
well, and that's where I say you got to take the shooter out of it. Like
Yeah.
you really got to bench vice that, or you need like a straight up bullseye shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been shooting for years handguns, and I am not a bullseye shooter. I
Yeah.
can't do it. Like, I can hit everywhere around that red dot in the center, but I cannot hit that red dot to save my life. But you get some of those people that are really good bullseye shooters, and they can just pop the same round in the same hole over and over and over, just as long as the gun will let them do it.
Yeah, so they got the eagle eye vision.
What was it, like the Turkish shooter at the Olympics?
Oh yeah,
That comes like no kit, just he's got his gun and a pair of regular reading glasses, and that's what he's using.
Yeah.
Turkish cigarette hanging out.
Yep,
of his
yep.
elbow.
Yep. Yep, he came right off the battlefield.
The smoke helps him see better.
Well, so that's what masks the weak eye. so you can focus more on the dominant eye.
I want to know what was in that cigarette that he was that focused to do that.
That's just nicotine, man.
Don't ask questions you don't want the answers to.
Oh, okay.
So, Charlie, we got to bring it back to the video. We have one more video coming out. It'll be coming out the week after this podcast. And that's really where you're going to dial in on the judging of these firearms. Because we have, the first thing we did was a reliability test. We ran 180 rounds at a sustained rate of fire, or 1 round every second. So for 180 seconds, where it was possible, we ran ammo through it for reliability. And I will say this, 2 of the guns did not perform as well as 1 of the guns, but to be expected.
Yeah.
And then we also had you come run a stage a little bit later in that day.
It's been a while since I ran
we
a
talk
rifle
about
stage.
what you were. He's a little washed, guys. He still ran pretty good, so he did pretty well. So what are you judging on when you were going through that stage? What were you thinking about?
I mean, really, it was just more like, where did I struggle going through it? I mean, everyone's kind of got their own, what you're used to, your own comforts. So like, mostly I run PCC nowadays.
Which is probably an advantage for this.
It is. Now you do reload, stuff like that. The mag button or the mag release button's in a different spot on a 9mm lower. Usually it's a little farther back, and that's where having that extended mag release was really nice.
Yeah.
Because
Usually 9mm are like paddle systems rather than
so it kind of brings it to what I'm used to there instead of just like the little cheap button there, which is nice because it's out of the way. And for a battle scenario or something like that, where like reloads are not your main thought, they aren't what you're relying on doing to keep that time down. That was really nice to have. Really, the other thing too is just like, is this comfortable to shoot? Could I do this for the whole day? And there's a couple of things. One of the things that I don't know why I just get finicky about it is how does the grip feel?
like the pistol grip.
Yep. Yeah. How does that interface with the lower? Like if you get a forged lower and you have bad fitment to the trigger guard, you might have like 2 little prongs sticking down from the lower. And depending on your grip, you might get really cut up on your middle finger. So it's just kind of little comforts like that. Like, is this chewing up my finger? Does it feel comfortable? One of the things that when you're running that you really hardly ever notice is the trigger. When you're doing more of the precision stuff, you can really feel it. But when you're running and gunning, like you're smashing and dashing is what you're doing. You just kind of pull the trigger to the rear. Your habits take over. Your training takes over. You aren't thinking of it. Compared to if you're on a bench and really just like trying to be as precise as you can feel every little creep of that trigger. For running and gunning, trigger's not nearly as important. It's helpful, especially if you have to do some long range with it. But like one of the spots I struggled with is like your ACOG, the eye relief. Got to get much closer than like a red dot. Same thing with the prism. You got to get a little closer. For running and gunning, for me, it's not as comfortable. I want to be a little farther back from it. And that's just the way I've been doing it. But like, yeah, now you're in a prone position or you're on a table and you can actually get up on it a little more. Then those are nice to have. The other thing I thought was, I've never really ran a gun with a top-mounted dot. Most of my dots on my ARs are just a little higher. I use a 1-inch riser instead of a 0.83. And your ACOG, I think that's 0.83 lift. The 3XP that you use, you used the EOTech.
I used
on
the
yours.
EOTech, yeah.
Yep, and then the budget gun had the 3XP.
Right.
And the EOTech I like the height of. Big window, I can see through it.
Who doesn't like that?
Well, and it's a red dot, so eye relief's not a problem. I mean, holographic, I believe, technically, but it's same principles as a red dot for the eye relief and parallax, stuff like that. But essentially, like, if I could see through it, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Where like the ACOG, you had some eye relief issues. The 3XP had some eye relief issues where it just starts going black on you and you got to kind of find it. But then, you get the one with the top-mounted red dot. It's like, which one do I look through here? I like the red dot for this, but that's like too high up for me.
Sure.
I'm sure if you practice with it,
Yeah.
you get really
Because
good with
usually
it.
with a top mounted, you have to take your
Gotta
take your
come up
cheek
a little.
off the cheek
The
cup.
ACOG with the piggyback is really it's an acquired taste almost with shooting. Like you have to
Well, from
once you start liking it, you really start liking it. But it takes a minute to start liking it.
from a fighting rifle standpoint, like 10 times better than a 45 offset, in my opinion. Keeps everything tighter. You do a 45 offset dot, now you got wider. Essentially, you're keeping your head like everything's in the same vertical plane there. Yeah, you got to take your head off a little, but you aren't having to rotate your gun.
Yeah.
And it's just more compact. So, like, if my main thing was training to fight, that's what I would be going with all day.
Okay.
But it's just not what I've trained for.
Yeah.
I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I think and this is my opinion, I think the EOTech would have shined if it had a magnifier.
I think so too.
But we had a very limited use case with where we shot the stage. We really only could push Charlie out to, I think, like 25 yards was the longest target.
Yeah.
It would have been awesome to do that with unknown distance targets from like 5 feet to 100 yards.
Throw a flip up magnifier on there.
Yeah. Do a blind stage.
Well, and so that's kind of one of the nice things about going like the red dot or holographic route is you can always throw on a magnifier behind it.
Yeah.
And most of the magnifiers are QD. They don't require you to zero them in. Essentially, you're just adjusting the eye relief and take it off when you're done. You can literally take a QD and pop it on 4 different guns if you wanted to throughout the day.
I have a magnifier on my personal defense gun, on my 300 Blackout AR, and it's like one of the Delta magnifiers.
It's
and
one of the
like,
strengths to that too, though, is because doing with prism optic, it took almost a full year of me shooting with that all the time to get used to. And this is, I say a full year, but some people get used to it a heck of a lot faster than I did. It's called the bend aiming concept, where you're shooting with the prism optic in your right eye and then your left eye is open. And what you're doing is you're training your mind to kind of reassign your left eye as your dominant eye. And what that's doing is it's putting the reticle in your left eye, almost like an overlay, and you're able to shoot that way. And you can shoot, once you get used to it, you can shoot very close targets just with both eyes open that way, and it's very effective.
Oh, and that's just hard to do with any magnified optic, because now your eyes you got one that's 3x and one that's 1x, and your brain has to compute that. And you have to train with that. It's kind of the same thing as sight occlusion on a handgun. Cover the dot.
I've been doing a lot of that for dry fire stuff.
Yep,
Yeah,
cover the
it's
dot.
very helpful.
Essentially, you're looking through it. If you're right eye dominant, your left eye actually doesn't become the dominant one, but helps focus the right one much better.
I'm not as familiar with the history. Isn't that how red dots started? It was literally just like a black material with a paint stick of red just on right there. And
I don't know the answer to this question.
I think cameraman Sam knows it. He can put a note or something. But cameraman Sam was telling me how that is how red dot started. You would leave both eyes open, and the red dot would overlay in your vision, and it would be like that's what you see as the red dot.
They had something like that back in the day. It's been a long time since I've looked, or since I've talked about it, but they had something like that. They've done some weird stuff with
We can have both Sams on the podcast sometime and have
I think we need to have the Sam. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, we've got cameraman Sam, who is usually behind the camera. He's huge into doing reenacting stuff and he's huge into history. And then we've got
our old soul.
We've got our old soul Sam, who is in the marketing department. He's really into old firearms and firearms history.
If it was built after 1950, he does not care.
No.
Well, he liked our first AR-15. He did what was it, the M16E?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just use 1950 as kind of the cutoff for him because
it's more like 1970 and before.
Yeah,
he likes this. I'm in the same boat. I like stuff with stories behind them more than just getting the newest and greatest. Like, how did you get that? What was the reason that you got it? And I'm picking up a gun after this that there's a good story behind it. I'm not going to tell it here, but there's a good story behind it, and I kind of want it, and it's a good deal, so I'm going to take it.
It was not used in
later.
I think you guys know about it.
It was not used in a crime, was it?
This particular one was not.
Oh, okay.
But one could say that others have been.
Oh, okay.
Is it a Tommy gun?
No.
Man, I want a Tommy gun.
That
No,
would
they
be
still
sweet.
sell them new today for some reason. I don't know why, but
With the Tommy guns?
no, the gun I'm picking up.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
I want a Tommy gun. That's
those
that's
would
like
be
my
sweet.
my dream history gun. Is a
I think you
Tommy
can
gun.
still get them, just not
I
full
want-
auto.
I want a full auto.
Yeah.
So I'm
Well,
gonna have to.
You got to go get a pre-band one.
They're gonna be like 52 grand or something.
Let me know when you get one, and I'll pay you $50 for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, you just sold your truck. You can sell a couple other things and then get that.
No. We don't need to do all that. I'll just put it on a MasterCard.
Oh.
You know?
Even better.
When from like the fighting rifle standpoint, one of the things that like personally I like a lot is the Phase 5 bolt catch.
Mhm.
But
I know that's gonna be controversial. Some
from
people
a
aren't gonna like that.
fighting standpoint, like in the PCC world, competition world, my PCCs don't have last round bolt hold open. I do not care to have that in there. I know some people, they absolutely need it. It's almost like a forward assist fight at that point. Like, is it actually worthwhile? Is it going to cause more problems? I mean, from a competition side, don't run out of bullets. Don't rely on the last round bolt hold open. But almost same thing from the fighting side is don't run out of bullets. Like, if you got one left, change the mag. But at the same time, is it that much detrimental to hit it with your left hand when you're already off the gun
Yeah.
than just using your trigger finger to push down
Yeah.
to release it? So personally, I like them,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not in a fighting stance. I'm more in a competition stance where the sooner I can get my hand up out there and drop that bolt, that could save me
Couple seconds.
500ths of a second.
Yeah. But that could be the difference.
And the reality is a majority of the issues people have with the bad lever style systems is they've seen NDs online and they're afraid that they're going to do it. And it's really just if you've got
You control that booger hook, man.
if you know
Train.
where your booger hook is,
Well,
it's
and-
not that big of an issue.
Gloves I could see an issue with, but also like what kind of trigger are you running in that thing to ND it? Like
I ran
literally you don't have to bend your finger to hit it. You just go boom.
I ran a bad lever for years wearing super thick Nomex gloves and never had any issues whatsoever. But I can see why people have that as a concern. I've grown away from the bad lever over the years because of ambi bolt releases.
Yep, they're
I
becoming
think-
much more popular.
I think they're just smarter in
Yep.
general. And also one thing that this doesn't happen with the Phase 5, but with the Magpul bad lever, over time that screw tends to get loose and then you've got this bad lever and your trigger guard that's just wobbling.
That
It's
screws a pro and
driving
con
nuts.
to it because the nice thing is yes, that happens as the con. It can come loose. The Phase 5, that is the bolt catch.
Yeah.
That is
whole
held
thing
in
is
with a
that.
roll pin or a set screw, depending on what your lower takes. But that is the part. So if any part of that breaks, or if you want to remove it, you have to deal with a roll pin. The bad lever, I think it's a torque or an Allen screw.
Yeah, it's a Allen screw.
A
Which,
little
to be
Allen
fair,
screw.
that's probably the easiest roll pin to deal with on an AR. Honestly, if you
I
have
hate
the right
those
tools.
ones.
Do you really?
Oh,
Those
give me
ones are
trigger
easy.
guard roll pins all day. It's a
Really?
nice fat one.
Oh,
Those are the money.
those ones
money.
I always have to. I feel like I have to slam in there just to get them started, just with like a little.
We're gonna
little
have to
avid
talk
hammer or
about you and
something.
hammers.
Well, hey, like, well, you said hammers are okay with roll pins. That's what you said.
Well,
You're right.
Kevin from customer service really likes hammers.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, why use finesse when a hammer will do?
it's the Army way. Go Army. All right, guys, that's
Okay,
going to
crayon
be
eater.
that is going to be it for us today on the AT3 Tactical Podcast, which we're thinking about changing to the dust cover. I don't know. You guys let us know. If you got-
Rebrand after 2 episodes.
Yeah, if you guys got any ideas for names of the podcast, let us know down here in the comments section. Make sure you rewind if you missed the chance to get the discount code. Maybe it still works. I doubt it by now.
Yeah, so our goal is have some type of discount coupon code or technically gift certificate. Every podcast they're going to be at different times, so you got to watch. But yeah, one-time use, first one to use it. So make sure you subscribe to these. Hit that notification icon. I know YouTube's horrible at sending notifications when new videos come out now. Like it might be 2 days before you get it. If that's the case, I'm sorry. But what you can do is you can go to YouTube, F5 on our channel all day long.
That is what I would do.
All day
I would
long.
suggest.
And
It'll also let you know where the link in the description is for this month. You get a $500 shopping spree on the webpage. So
yep, we do giveaways all the time too. So
I'm trying to give you guys stuff.
Exactly.
Yep.
You can buy, this time it was $100, wasn't it? You could buy a Phase 5 for that.
yeah, this gift certificate.
This gift certificate. You can buy a Phase 5
$100.
with that.
Yeah, I mean, so first one to use it wins. It's only good for one person, so
There you go.
have at it.
And let us know in the comments if you did use it, but put it in the
What'd
comments
you buy?
below. Yeah, what'd you buy?
I mean,
We
the
wanna
best thing you can do,
Just have a saved cart.
have your cart filled up.
Yeah.
If you see this podcast, get to checkout. And literally, there's a little box that says add discount code or gift card. Open that. This goes right in that gift card field. It's a gift certificate. Put that in. Hustle on through checkout.
Right.
So
I do have to say one thing: people with 2 monitors are at a distinct advantage
people with 4 have a better advantage.
because they can put the checkout window on one monitor, podcast on the other.
So the real trick is you do 1x speed on one monitor, 2x speed on the other monitor, 3x speed on the next monitor.
Wow.
So just in case you miss it, hopefully one might
We're
be
gonna just
behind.
start doing some like 1-frame flashes with some editor tricks, just like Fight Club, but a discount code instead of the other thing. That's gonna be it for us, though, guys. We will see you next Saturday. We're out of here.